Good morning. My name is Carson Griffin, and I will be demonstrating to you guys how to give subcutaneous injections today. Now, subcutaneous is just a fancy word that means just under the skin. All right, so I'm a 4-year nurse at a local vet clinic named Cheek to Cheek Hospital for Animals. I started picking up dog poop there, and I worked my way up to being a nurse. So I have 3 materials with me today. First, I had this empty vial of rabies vaccine. Now, I couldn't take the actual rabies vaccine home with me, so I drew it up, left the vaccine there, and brought the empty vial home with me today for demonstration. Secondly, I have the syringe still sealed to demonstrate how to open up a syringe. Now, this is a Monoject product, so other syringes will be wrapped differently. Some of them are in a paper material that you have to peel open. Some of them are like this in this plastic casing. Thirdly, I have our handy dandy assistant, Snowball. We actually use him at the vet clinic in order to demonstrate to our clients how to give subcutaneous vaccines or injections. And sometimes IM injections, but I won't be going over to those today for time constraints. So this is Snowball. He has his little bandana. So first, when you're giving a subcutaneous vaccine, you want to open your syringe. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. You can twist and push like that, or you can do what some of the other chaotic nurses do, and you can do this and pour it out. I typically don't like to do that because it sends the cap flying all over the clinic and it can hit somebody in the head. So I just typically do the twist, pull out method. All right, so now that you have your syringe, you want to grab your drug and make sure you know what you're drawing up. This is very, very important. If there's an emergency situation and your adrenaline is going and you're really nervous and you drop the wrong drug, you could kill the dog. But this is just a rabies vaccine. It's labeled on here, rabies 3-year. So I'm gonna pretend to draw it up. So I'm gonna gently insert the needle. I'm not gonna push it all the way in because then I won't be able to drop the vaccine. I'm gonna push it just enough to where I can see that tip of that needle at the bottom of the container. I'm gonna draw up, and there's always 1 cc worth of vaccine in these kind of vials. So I'm gonna draw up until I get a little bit past 1 cc and I see some air that tells me that I've drawn up everything that I can inside of the vial. I'm gonna pull out. It makes a little hiss noise, and then I'm gonna push back up a little bit just to get to the 1 and get rid of the rest of that air in there because we don't wanna put air under the skin. Next, I'm gonna put the cap back on the syringe because we don't wanna use the vaccine until we're ready to. We don't wanna be walking around with a needle going, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, I just accidentally stabbed my coworker. No, we don't wanna be doing that. So next, we're gonna grab our assistant. Now, if this was a live animal, typically you'd want to have another nurse restraining. For this size animal, you could probably hold it in your arms. You wanna have the head tucked up against your shoulder, the part that you're gonna inject exposed. So we're going for the right rear because it's a rabies vaccine, so we're gonna have that part exposed. And I have my hand, this right hand right here, supporting these legs, keeping them from scratching me, along with my forearm supporting the butt of the animal so he doesn't feel like he's about to fall. But this is a stuffed animal, so we're not gonna be restraining that. So I have my vaccine right here. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm ready to inject. So I'm gonna uncap the syringe, put that somewhere where you know you will find it. And then we're gonna do the method, this is the method that we all use, it's called pitching a tent. So I'm gonna grab some of the skin, pull it up, and it makes what looks like a little tent. So I wanna take the needle into the hole of the tent. So I'm going into the hole of the tent. I'm in the hole. Now I wanna draw back. Now the reason I wanna draw back is because I wanna make sure I'm not getting any blood. We're not doing an IV injection, we're doing a subcutaneous injection. With subcutaneous injections, you don't wanna get blood because that means you're in a vein, and that would be a no-no. So of course, I'm not getting any blood because this is a stuffed animal. So I drew back, and now inject. Pull out. You don't want to do it slowly, you want to pull out, otherwise the needle is going to cut on its way out pretty sharply. and then we're done. Cap your needle, pat your dog on the head. You can massage this area to get rid of some of the pain, and you can give him some scratches. All right, that's how you give a subcutaneous shot. You guys are ready to be nurses.